Love you, brother.
Love each and every one of you. I'm so thankful that y'all are here. A lot of you have been to our annual luau's in the past, and Dolly was the mastermind behind the luau parties here. I just kind of went with it. I was born in Hawaii in '62, and she thought it was kind of neat that I was born in Hawaii. And so let's throw a luau party every September. Well, that's a nice tradition. Anyway, I'm so happy you guys are here. And my wife is going to be sorely missed by all of us.
Sure.
Probably especially you.
Yep.
I sure hope so. I hope she's here. She's here with me. I take her here everywhere I go.
That's right.
She was an inspiration to me. She even got me to move my motorcycles out of the house when we were dating. And believe me, I was super happy to have them in the house with me. But when she started implying that it wasn't really proper to have motorcycles in your house, which I don't agree with, but anyway, it was a real easy decision for you to make. Keep the peace, right? Just keep the peace. Well, I used to tell her when we'd have our fights, I'd go, okay, you are right, I am wrong, next. And she would get so pissed. Stop saying that, stop saying that. So then, I go, She knew what that meant. And I used to like to tease cats when I was a little kid too, so they want to scratch and all that.
Tease or torture?
Yeah, so I teased my wife sometimes.
Hey Jeff, should we tell some story or two about the cat?
No, I'm going to hand this microphone. I would like to, but I know we're kind of on a
Save it
timeline
for
here.
another luau.
Yeah, because you know what? I want this to be a tradition. This is always going to be Dolly's luau, and I would like to continue on every year. Dolly's luau. Celebration of life for my wife. We were supposed to have her birthday party here, but she wasn't, we got the yard done for her and everything for her birthday present. My dad helped me with that. And he passed away last year on September 10th. And I was so thankful that he didn't die on my sister's birthday. I was like, please don't die on my sister's birthday. Just hang in there, man. And then it was like, please don't die on 9/11. So he let go on the 10th. And then it just so happened that on September 10th, there was a motorcycle club ride that I haven't been on in like 22 years with these people. And I broke out one of my machines and cleaned it up and got it running and enjoyed a motorcycle ride last weekend for the first time in 22 years with the club.
Good.
Nice.
So anyway, with that, I want to proceed and hand the mic over to my dear friend Paula. Let's give it up for Paula. I picked her for a reason.
All right, Paula.
She's kind of going to be, I hope she's going to become my party boss. It's a big thing. I mean, my wife and I, we work so hard on these parties, nobody really knows. Paula knows now.
It's been made public, Paul.
But
I'm
she
not really
throws,
the boss. I've just
Been made
escaped
public.
it from all the questions everybody wants to ask.
It's words.
so anyway, thank you all so much. I'm so glad that you all could be here.
Thank you.
Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Dina.
Thank you.
There's Norma. Huber. Hey, there's my good friend George Trout. You don't see him too often. He's not on Facebook, so I thought I should mention. There's the dude, man. He's been a big influence to a lot of musicians out here in the area, right? Yeah, he's inspired me. Hey, Braun, thank you for being here. Okay. The reason why I'm targeting certain people like that on the spot is because I didn't see him earlier. Let's look at the guy. I'm jealous of your hair.
Nice hair. Great hair.
Not that jealous, but just enough to where I gotta acknowledge it. You're not pretty. And on that note,
Get a little off the subject there. Thank you, Jeff. That was very nice. I would like to stick around because you're going to be speaking again shortly. You'll get an opportunity, so prepare yourself.
I have nothing prepared.
That's exactly what I mean.
No speeches.
Go get a shot of that Jaeger you gave me last night. Just one. So there's going to be there's going to be several people speaking today, and Rhonda's sister is going to be sharing the eulogy with me. But at this time, I like to all the family and friends. We're gathered here in spirit and remembrance and to honor and our beloved Rhonda. And I was blessed. I was very blessed to have her as my very close friend for many years. And she was one of a kind. She threw me the best birthday parties, let me tell you. And I had the best dinners on that big glass table in there. And she and Jeff went to concerts with me on my birthday, and she stuck up for me, and she was going to beat some girl up, or some lady up, because I was drunk doing somersaults in a dress, and the chick didn't like it. And Rhonda was right there, man, and that chick did not mess with me. That's how Rhonda was, and she surprised me, because I didn't think Rhonda was, not that she was being violent, but I just didn't think that she was that way. But she was that way. Don't you mess with her friends. But that's right. So it's an honor to be here. And we want to thank you on behalf of Jeff, her husband, and Marlene, her sister, and the rest of her family. We would like to thank you for coming and having the presence here today, showing your love and your support. It really means a lot. And believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Okay. So having said that, at this time, I'd like to introduce Marlene. And oh my gosh, Marlene, what's your last name? Powers. This is Marlene Powers, and this is Rhonda's sister, and she's just as awesome in a different way. I'd let her take it over.
All right.
Well, I'll give it my best shot. Jeff asked me if I could talk a little bit about Rhonda's upbringing, who she was, where she came from. So I said, yes, Jeff, I could do that for you. And Rhonda. So this is what I have to say. Rhonda was born in Beulah, Michigan. Not only just in a small country town, she entered the world downtown Beulah, Michigan, in the doctor's office. Mom didn't make it to the hospital. There was none that close. My brother, however, was going to run away from home if Mom brought that baby girl home. He wanted no more sisters. That was sister number 4. He did not run away from home, thank goodness. Also, later I did find out from Rhonda, my mother had planned to give her up. She was going to give Rhonda to my aunt and uncle, who were having trouble conceiving. But when she had Rhonda and seen that beautiful red hair and that beautiful face, she could not do it. She knew she couldn't do it. So we kept her, and happily kept her.
Amen.
So let's see, Mom would actually, I just can't imagine that she was going to give her up. The thought of that made me just cringe. But I'm glad that she didn't. And Dad and Mom were in a troubled marriage. They divorced. Mom moved us to the small town of Frankfort, which became our home, Frankfort, Michigan. Then Mom decided to move us in to a dump. And I mean, it was a dump we lived in. Why I'm speaking about this is to let you know where Rhonda came from and how she grew in life to have what she has today. We grew up in poverty, actually. We lived with a very warped, disgusting, severe, alcoholic asshole. And I mean that wholeheartedly, he was. We would watch at night for the lights coming down the alleyway, because when we seen those lights coming down the alley, we all ran upstairs as if we had been in bed for a couple hours, because we knew who was coming. If you were sick, you went to school anyway, because you didn't want to be left home with him because Mom worked. That meant you were in the house alone. No. So Rhonda would go to school. She would never ever miss a day. She loved school. Christmas time at our house, we usually got maybe 3 gifts, 2 of which were clothes, and when we were little, maybe we got a baby doll. That was our Christmas. One year, though, Mom had put in for a drawing at the grocery store. She won a big stocking full of all kinds of Christmas toys. So that was our best Christmas ever. The only thing that wasn't was our grandfather died on Christmas Eve. Gosh, so hard. Rhonda graduated from Frankfurt High School. During her teen years, she became quite the worker and continued through the years. She started off in a restaurant in Frankfurt, waiting tables, and was able to get into what was considered in this little town of Frankfurt, Michigan, a high-class restaurant. So she landed that job with perfection, as always, and worked there for a very long time. Later in life, Rhonda chose to move to California. She had a little bitty car, she packed it up, and headed for California. She had 1 or 2 friends that lived out here that had moved from the area, and so she figured it's okay, I know somebody out there. You know, Mom had passed, so she says, what do I got to lose? And headed for California, which she loved it here and always made it her home. One day, Rhonda called me to tell me, hey, sis, I met this man. He's really handsome, he's really tall, and his name is Jeff. Jeff became the love of Rhonda's life, and she knew when she met him, he was the guy for her. And so she loved him unconditionally and knew he was her knight in shining armor that she had looked for in life and never found. But she found Jeff, and she was always happy. As we all know, Rhonda touched everybody in a special way. Whoever met her, she touched them in some kind of way because that's who she was. I don't know anybody that had a bigger heart than my sister. She was absolutely the best sister I could have ever had. And I know she's here with us in spirit today. And I'm going to turn it over to Paula now. Thank you all for being here.
Wow, who'd have thunk it? I would have never thought that Rhonda would come from such a background. I mean, there's times that I thought that she was, not that she was never stuck up, but she was just like, she was a straight-laced lady that didn't mess around with any kind of marijuana or anything like that, and she rarely cussed, and yeah, she was just awesome. But anyway, that's wild. It goes to show you you can't go by a person's parents how the kids are going to turn out, right? I think you turned out pretty darn good too, Marlene. Yeah. So anyway, by the time I met Rhonda had already married Jeff, and they had just bought this house. And Jeff had just recently started Blue Moonshine. And I was at a fundraiser that I had put together with some other colleagues for kids with homeless people and for scholarships and things like that. Anyway, Rhonda and Jeff insisted to a friend I knew that they wanted to meet me. And so I walked over to him and I shook his hand and shook Rhonda's hand, and she looked up at me and she said, "We have Blue Moonshine," or "We are Blue Moonshine," and they wanted to play the next gig the following year. But when I first met her, her smile was just, irresistible. She had a beautiful smile, and her little eyes just sparkled. And I had no idea that day, that for the next 17 years, she would be a very near and very dear friend of mine, and how much she would touch and change my life. Rhonda was, I introduced her to Debbie and another best friend of mine, and we became the Four Amigas, and we hung out at Bases Loaded. And Rhonda she loved to be paparazzi, and she took pictures of everybody. She took so many pictures that people that didn't know her thought that there was something up, because she took so many pictures. But she was good at it, and she'd have you pose, and she'd just take all these great pictures, and pretty soon, she had all these people that she had met through Blue Moonshine and just from going to gigs, and she would have these nights when they go to Blue Moonshine gigs, and she'd call us and she'd say, "Tonight's boot night. Everybody wear boots." And then the next gig would be, "Tonight is lace and leather. Everybody wears boots." And all of us gals would wear what she told us to wear. And we'd get there and they'd play, and she'd give us chances, and she'd push us up on stage. And then at the end of the gig, we'd all sit on the stage, and she'd take pictures. And this just got bigger and better and went on. And that became her forte. That's what she liked to do. And we all just looked up to her, and we knew what was going to happen, and we just posed for her and just went with it. But she was a character. She always came up with some kind of outrageously fun ideas for us to have a good time, and we always had a good time with her. She just everybody that came into Rhonda's circle or sphere loved her, and she just drew you in, and she made you feel like you were welcome, and that you were accepted, and that if you wanted to have a good time and you wanted to be a part of this, she would invite you to her fabulously, outrageously great parties. And let me tell you, people wanted to go to Rhonda's parties. They were always awesome. I used to help her with the decorating and stuff there. Not in the beginning of the day, but later in the day. And she was such a great manager. She was. She got that from Party City, and she worked for Party City. I'm sorry?
Amen.
Yes, she was. But she would manage us, everybody here, to what we're going to do and the jobs that we're going to do, and she'd tell us how to do it. And she had a way to tell us that didn't seem bossy at all. So we all did what she wanted us to do, and we followed. We did. We followed her lead. Everybody made but you didn't?
She was bossy.
Well, that's what I said. She was bossy, but she did it in a way that didn't seem bossy.
Someone's got to do it.
Come on, we all did it. If somebody would have pushed me around, I'm one of those people that's like, "Oh no, I'm not going to do that. Don't tell me what to do." But she wasn't like that. And you all know that, you guys. That's why everybody's here, because we loved her. I have never, ever met a person, besides somebody that's like a rock star that people really don't even really know, but that loved her, that she was loved so much by so many people in so many levels and walks of life. And she always helped out with jobs. And if you didn't have a job, Rhonda, you would have a job, because she would get you one at where she worked. And if your kid needed a job, she would get them a job where she worked. And she was fair, and she was awesome, and she was my dear friend. And we danced, and we laughed, and we sang, and we partied our asses off for 15 years. And I remember telling her, "Rhonda, when the music stops, I'll still be here, because you're my good friend." And she used to tell this story, how I told her, "You have the nicest ass this side of Wichita, Mississippi," or something. I was a little drunk, but it was one night out at Bon Gusto's, way, way, way back when. And she still told me just about 4 months ago, she told me that. You used to tell me I had the nicest ass this side of Wichita or wherever, Mississippi. But anyway, she was a kick, and she always had nice costumes. I mean, oh my gosh, she's just loved to dress up. And she got all of us dressing up too. I mean, and she is like, ooh, who's that chick that's over there in that tutu? You know, pretty soon everybody be wearing tutus. I'm like, whoa. I mean, she just was awesome. I just can't say enough about her. And I'm still shocked that she's not here with us today in the physical sense, you know. And I'm sure that each and every one of us that she has touched is going to miss her even more as time goes on. And we have to try to keep her memory alive by trying to be more like her and being accepting and being loving and being giving and just inviting everybody, because nobody was excluded from Rhonda's parties or the Blue Moonshine gigs or the moonbeams. Oh yeah, the moonbeams. How many moonbeams do we have here tonight? Yeah.
Hey, Paula, who's the oldest moonbeam?
I don't know. Oh, your mom? Your mom's the old, she's 99 years old, is the oldest moonbeam. And she's still shining over there. Look at that. Wow. Heck, I didn't look that good at 35. Seriously. But anyway, I just wanted to take a moment to, I want to pause and reflect on Rhonda's life and the impact she had on each of us. And just so you can remember the memories and you can think about Rhonda and let her love fill your heart. This moment can allow us to connect with her and each other. And may it offer us the strength to carry her spirit or her memory forward. So let's hang our heads in silence for a moment for Rhonda. Okay, that's enough silence for Rhonda because she'd love to have noise in the dancing party. She'd be up here pushing us up on stage, yeah. So I guess I have some other folks that would like to speak. Well, Jeff gets another opportunity to speak, of course. And I actually have a poem that I'll read later on when I find it. But anyway, yes, and so Jeff's going to speak, and then I'll take back over and I'll call the people up that want to talk on behalf of Rhonda, and then anybody in the audience that wants to come up and speak, you'll be welcome to, and you'll have the time and opportunity to do that. So I think I need another shot.